Good morning to you from Lowman Parish Church, and as always, thank you for joining us. Your presence and support is much appreciated. During the First World War, a battalion was ordered to push forward. The troops were battle-weary and they were low in supplies. They had suffered many casualties, and as they advanced they discovered that part of the German line was poorly defended, and they broke through, and so in fact found themselves in German territory. So the German soldiers began to attack them, and to make matters worse, they fell under what military Wallace would call friendly fire. The only way of getting a message back to headquarters that they were under fire by their own guns was by carrier pigeon, but there was only one pigeon. But a message was attached, and the bird flew into a tree and sat. Nothing moved the bird. Finally, one brave soldier braved the enemy fire to climb into the tree and shoo the bird away. As the bird took off, the German rifleman fired at it. The pigeon lost a leg and most of its tail feathers, but it survived to deliver that message to stop the shelling. In life, you know, there are times when you and I feel like that pigeon. Paul Newman was a great actor, and he took up car racing once, and he proved to be pretty good at that as well. Some people are just born with a lot of ability, right? Well, but that was not Paul Newman's view of things. He said, I don't have a gift for anything. I only have a gift for pursuit. That's a gift, he said, I would recommend to all, the gift of pursuit. In short, he faced failures, but he never gave up. Life is a marathon, and the great secret is not how we begin, but how we end. There was a producer of ITV dramas who used to get dozens of scripts for plays, and before he would read any, he would say, how's your second act? And he realised that many had a great first act, but then it just drifted. How's your second act? That's the test of any commitment in life. When the enthusiasm fades, when the passion cools, when the numbers drop off, can you maintain it? Because that is the mark of a champion. Finishing is what faith is all about. That's the important thing to be. Faith becomes real when it's down to that one-eyed, one-legged pigeon with no tail feathers. Faith is hanging in when the day looks dark and the options are limited, because you know that somehow out there is God's victory. Corrie ten Boom was a Dutch woman who spent months in a concentration camp. Her crime, hiding some Jews. She had that kind of faith. But those terrible days in prison were a real test of her faith. And once she prayed, God, how much longer do I have to take this? If you really care, just give me a sign that you hear my prayers. And she fell asleep crying. The next morning, a beam of light was shining through a crack in the ceiling on a few blades of green grass. Corrie said, I knew that God was alive and that his light would shine again in my life, even though the possibility seemed impossible at the time. So it's not how you start, it's how you finish. Do you remember Tony Randall, the actor? He played Felix in that series called The Odd Couple. Once he was in a jewellery shop in New York, and the shopkeeper recognised him and became very excited. He declared that Randall was one of his very favourites. What a treat it would be for his wife if he would agree to speak to her, and Randall graciously agreed. The man called his wife. Randall had a lovely conversation with her, and she gushed on and on about how wonderful he was. Finally, Randall came to the point of his visit. There was a gold necklace in the window that had caught his eye. He'd like to buy it. Would the shop accept a personal check? And the shopkeeper hesitated and then asked, do you have any identification? Recognition only goes so far. The shopkeeper was ready to idolise Tony Randall, but not ready to trust him. And in many ways, maybe that sums up where we can be in our faith. Idolise, but not trust. It's that final step. God help us and inspire us to take it. Again, I can only thank you for joining with us this morning and listening to me. God bless you both now and always.